Hello and welcome to Thought for the Day from St Peter's, Bexhill. I haven't come across this legend before, but see what you think. In this telling, it's called The Little Lambs. Once upon a time, there were two little lambs. They lived with their flock on a hill outside Bethlehem. And every night before they fell asleep, they would sit round the fire and listen to the tales of a wise old shepherd. Some of the stories were exciting, and the little lambs could hardly get to sleep. Some tales were funny, and the little lambs would roll with laughter. Others were scary, and the little lambs would snuggle extra close to their mother sheep. But one night, the old shepherd told a special tale, a story about something that was yet to happen. One day, he said slowly, one day a king will be born. He will be powerful, he will be good, and he will put right what is wrong in the world. But here is the amazing thing. He will not be born in a palace. He will not be born to the rich and the mighty. No, he will be born to poor and ordinary people. People just like us. The two little lambs had never heard such a thing. A king, said the first. A king and a shepherd, said the second. And secretly they both wondered the same thing. Where is this king? And when can we go and see him? One crisp, clear night, a few weeks later, the old shepherd told the story again. And when he had finished, one lamb turned to the other. I want to see this king, he whispered. Me too, said the second little lamb. Why don't we try to find him tonight? And so they pretended to go to sleep. They shut their eyes, they barred and they snuffled and they snored. And when their mother sheep was finally fast asleep, they sneaked out of the sheepfold and hurried down the hill. They peeped into the shepherds' huts first. No baby there. Then they crept round every dimming campfire. No king there either. What now? Asked the first lamb. The second lamb thought for a minute, and then he just said one word. Grass. Grass? Said the first lamb. Yes, nodded the second. When we are looking for grass, we go from hill to hill, don't we? And the shepherd never stops until he finds the greenest pasture. That's what we'll do. We'll never stop until we find the king. And so they searched, from hill to hill and valley to valley, halfway through that dark night. But still they found no baby king. At last they came to a road. I'm tired, said the first lamb. I want to go home. But here is a road, said the second lamb. Maybe it'll take us to the king. You go if you want to, said the second lamb. I'm going back. And that's just what he did. But the second little lamb would not give up, so he started down that road. It was dark, and it was late, and he was frightened. So the little lamb tried hard to remember the old shepherd's funny stories, and he tried even harder to forget the scary ones. Suddenly, the sky turned bright. Behind him, over the hills, there was light, and could it be singing? And ahead of him, the sky seemed brighter too, for a star shone high in the heavens, lighting up a little town below. The little lamb started to run. Something special was happening, and he wanted to see it, even if it had nothing to do with that special king. He followed the star to a stable, and there among the sleepy beasts were a mother and a father and a baby. The lamb crept in and nuzzled the child. The child patted the lamb on his woolly head, and it wasn't long before the shepherds and their sheep, and his tired brother too, came creeping in as well. What are you doing here? Asked the old shepherd when he had spotted the little lamb. I know. You're here to see the king I told you about. Then he pointed at the baby. Well, there he is. A good king. who one day will put right what is wrong with this world. A king born poor and ordinary, just like us.